It will certainly start tomorrow. Okay, those early contests, people are already in Iowa, New Hampshire, they're already in South Carolina, they're already campaigning. Now, they're not campaigning at a very visible level. They're talking to party activists in those states, they're trying to get support of important people in those communities, and they're hiring staff in those communities. They're hiring people who know the lay of the land. So it's started already. Well, the money primaries, people are trying to raise money. They've got to raise enough money, even in the internet day and age, to have a strong digital presence, to have a really good online operation. I mean, the last thing you want to do is have a great debate or win the New Hampshire primary and have people excited and want to send you $20 and suddenly your website crashes. Don't want to do that. So you need enough money to build an infrastructure for a presidential campaign. You have to get yourself on the ballot in 50 states. Some cycles we've had people who were so small and inexperienced at the beginning that they didn't get on the ballot later on. If you're not on the ballot, you can't win any delegates. So you need money to do a variety of those things. They have historically been first. They derive a great deal of publicity and a boost to their economy from being first, and they hold on to their first in the nation status. Their voters care about it. Their voters turn out. New Hampshire has the highest primary turnout in presidential races of anybody. So they hold on to their first in the nation status. They get something from it. And their politicians also work hard for them to hold on to that status. In the 50s and 60s, it was essentially a closed system, right? It was a system that took place within the party operation. That didn't mean that new people couldn't come in, okay, because oftentimes new people would elect different people to county committees and state committees, but basically it was more opaque. Primaries existed, but they almost were never important because they didn't bind delegates. So you had states that had a lot of beauty contests, meaningless primaries, and the delegate selection process went on in a series of intra-party meetings. Between 1968 and 1972, the Democratic Party ran a reform commission called the McGovern-Fraser Commission, and the result of those changes was a vast increase in the number of binding primaries. And ironically, that changed the Republican Party as well, because when states went to binding primaries, they would pass a primary law and they'd pass it for both parties. So you have between 1968 and 1980 an enormous increase in the number of presidential primaries. It won't be too different. You will have a smaller number of caucuses, almost certainly, because the caucuses have gotten too big for the state parties to really manage, and that's a feeling that's on both the Republican and the Democratic side. You will have an early Super Tuesday that'll include California. Ironically, that will increase the importance of Iowa and New Hampshire. But you'll have a lot of delegates elected between the beginning of March and the middle of March.